Coach, whenever you're
Yeah,
ready.
before we talk about practice, all that kind of stuff, I do want to, on behalf of Virginia Tech football, extend our condolences to the family of Coach Dooley. I know, obviously I didn't know Coach Dooley, but I know he played a big role in ACC football, or the ACC in general, and made many positive contributions to Virginia Tech. So I want to make sure we extend our condolences to his family. Today we did get a little bit of scrimmage in. We practiced for a little while, a little bit of controlled scrimmage. The kids have gone 6 straight days now, so they'll be off tomorrow. And then we've got 3 days, and then we'll take Sunday off. So looking forward to Fan Day on Sunday. I think it should be a good event, fun for us to interact with the fans and relax a little bit in this kind of hectic time. But the team's making progress. We've got an interesting group of guys, an interesting mix, and we've got some guys that played a whole bunch of snaps. You think about Kenny Canham and Chuck Clark, Augie Conte, John McLaughlin. You think about all the guys that everybody knows. They played a tremendous amount. Then we've got a bunch of guys that haven't played very much football. So today we tried to kind of get out there and scrimmage a little bit, but limit the reps on some of those elite, I shouldn't say elite, those older guys that have some serious mileage on them, and really, really work everybody else. So not very far into the scrimmage, the ones were out there, but there were guys on both sides of the ball that were pulled out, and, which affected it. We've got a lot of work to do with those guys. I stand by what we said when we started. But I like the way our kids are going about it, and I'm looking forward to watching the film.
What did you do with the quarterbacks today in terms of how much did Evans and Motley participate?
Oh, they got all. They alternated, and they got all. They're not on that list of guys. Plus, they don't get hit out there, so they took plenty. I'll tell you, and Josh Jackson, took plenty of reps too, and has made good improvement as well.
What have you learned about Evans and Motley that you maybe didn't know about them at the start of fall camp?
I don't know if there's really anything that I've learned about them. I continue to be impressed by the way they go about their business on a daily basis. I know that this is important to them, and they've worked hard and been diligent in their preparation to try and give themselves a chance to have success. I feel like I have a decent feel for them, just as good as I could.
Even if you don't want to say specifically what it is, have you picked up on things you can do with one versus the other, or are they similar to the point that you'd run the same things regardless of who you go with?
Yeah, I don't. I think everybody has small nuances that they're better or worse at. Those two are certainly no exception. But I don't think it's going to be a situation where, or at least it certainly hasn't been in practice, and I don't anticipate it being a deal where it's cumbersome in terms of, this guy can only run these plays and this other guy can only do these plays. I think you try and tilt it to their skill set the best you can, but I don't see. It's not like one of them is a 5'11" guy, and they're both big, good athletes. So I don't think it's going to be a big difference.
Based on what you saw in the spring, and I granted very early here this month, do you have a sense in your mind who the starter will be? Not that you're ready to name him, but and you're maybe waiting for the other guy to, try to close that gap a little bit.
No, I don't have a sense. No. I think it would just be premature for me to do that, and maybe a discredit to those kids. We go into it every day with an open mind and evaluate it as we go.
At this point, are you comfortable that one of them will be ready to be your guy, or are you still at a point where they're learning and you're still trying to figure out, can they do it?
Can you ask that again?
In other words, you have to pick one of them eventually, obviously,
Yeah.
but are you comfortable that either of these guys could do the job and it's just who's better, or are they still at a point where you're trying to get them to where they can?
Yeah, I'd say there's a little bit of both in that answer. We're still trying to improve. We're still trying to get both of them better. but daily, I feel better about both of them.
Did they come back from the spring a lot better than they were when you guys last met? Did they
Yeah.
show growth over the summer that you like?
Yes, and I would say that for a large portion of the guys. I think when we kind of said it after the first practice, but when we walked off the field, we felt better about us being better the first day of fall than we were the last day of spring. And that doesn't mean we don't have a long way to go, but yeah, they've made improvements.
Logistically, how do you run the quarterback competition? What's the keys to making it fair, to keeping the guys informed? How does it work?
Well, we just continue to split the reps. I mean, that's the biggest thing they want is an opportunity. And, you know, we've promised them an opportunity, and we're going to give them an opportunity. And we divide it up equally and let them go compete. So, you know, one day one takes the 2-minute drill with the ones, the next day the other one takes a 2-minute drill with the ones. So, I mean, we cut it up as even as we can.
If they're responding pretty similarly, is there one aspect of the game that would be a tipping point? In other words, if they're totally even, you're like, but this guy's, you know.
Yeah, taking
better.
care of the football. I mean, to me, it's taking care of the football, managing your emotions or the ups and downs of the game, and then predicted outcomes. You know, those three things, to me, are trying to boil down the quarterback situation in 3 sentences. That's what I would say is value the football, handle the ups and downs of a ball game, which is a lot easier said than done, and then predicted outcomes, doing what you're coached to do. It doesn't necessarily mean that the result is positive. You know, I mean, there are a lot of variables out there on any given play, so that's why sometimes statistics can be misleading in trying to determine the quarterback. You know, is he a guy doing what we're asking him to do on a consistent basis?
How has ball security been so far? I mean, you're not far.
Pretty good. You know, I mean, you always want it to be better, but, you know, I think that we're making that point to them.
How can you tell who handles the ups and downs without actually getting into a game?
Well, it's pretty difficult. We try to put some pressure on them during practice. I usually handle part of that. But, yeah, it's hard. You know, it really is. But you can still get a glimpse of it, you know, the competitiveness. You put them in a competitive situation. You can start to get a feel for what it's like. That's part of the reason why at times in the spring we made them live. You know, I mean, there's a little bit to that too. I mean, it's one thing to drop back and throw the ball in 7-on-7 drill. It's another thing to you know, get hit pretty hard and get up and go play the next play. So.
Do you intend to have them go live at all in August, or is this?
No, I've never done that. And I just, it concerns me. That's why we do it in the spring, is so we don't have to do it in August and not just have them.
One more for Coach, and then we'll let you guys talk to Brenden and Jerod.
How do you personally ramp up pressure in practices? Is it yelling
You
at
want a good
guys?
example?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think we try and emphasize every rep, you know, I think, and they do a good job of that. I mean, they know that we're paying attention to what's going on. You know, we try and, you know, put a little pressure on them.
Do they give you updates? Do you know kind of where you stand in this competition, or are you left to kind of guess?
Coach has always been upfront from get-go. He tells us it's competition, like he told me when I first came in here, and we fighting it out. We both quarterbacks, so we both have the same position. We both have the same goal for the team. We want this team to succeed, and so we're just having a battle right now. Coach will make that decision when he deem it necessary to make that decision.
You think you guys have pretty similar skill sets? Can you do the same things, or are you guys different kind of players?
I'm me, he's him. We play the game that we love, so really don't know too much about it.
So who are you? We haven't seen you play much. How would you describe your game?
Just myself. I don't know. It's just charismatic type of guy. Love the game of football just like he loved the game of football. I mean, nothing too much different. Just love the game.
We didn't really have a chance to talk to you when you first came in here. What was sort of your history with this coaching staff, and what made you decide on this place that this is where you want to play D1 football?
Could you repeat that?
What was your sort of history with this coaching staff, the recruiting process, and what ultimately made you decide to come to Virginia Tech?
Straightforward. Don't beat around the bush. Great coach. Just like the other reason the other players love him, and is gravitating around him. Same reason I'm gravitating around him. He's just a great coach. He gets his players.
Was there something about this offense that you saw that was similar to what you were doing at junior college, and you think it fit your skills pretty well?
I mean, a lot of schools fit my system. I mean, it's an era of spread the ball, go fast tempo. So a lot of teams are doing what we're doing. I mean, it's fast tempo, getting the job done. So it's not really the thing. I wanted to make a smooth transition wherever I went, but all teams pretty much going to the spread offense.
What was the process like getting to know your teammates? Did they embrace you right away? Did you have to win them over? What was that all like?
It's just like anything. You have to do your due diligence, get to know them. Still doing that. It's only been 7-8 months, so I'm still getting to know them. I think it's going pretty smooth, but that's pretty much how it's going right now. Just getting to know them, fill them out, etc.
Did you go fishing or go to Red Robin or anything? I know you got a lot of guys on the team like to fish. Did you fish with any of them or anything?
I have not fished with a couple of. I went to the lake with a couple of them, but not fish.
What'd you do at the lake?
Jet skiing.
Nice.
Yeah, a little boarding and all that.
How did you first meet Coach Fuente, and when was that? Do you know how you caught his eye?
Coming out of high school, not highly recruited, running out I formation. So he saw something in me, I guess, that a lot of people didn't see. So 2012, Memphis Tigers, he gave me an official visit, went down there, and that's how he called me. Oh, that's how he called me. I don't know if I called his. I don't know how I went, but that's pretty much how I went. He wanted to. He liked what he saw in me, so he wanted me to take an official visit.
Is there kind of that, I guess, lingering sense of loyalty then? You said you weren't highly recruited. It's kind of like.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it came in full circle. He had his man in Paxton Lynch, was is a first rounder, and it just came back full circle. How everything worked out with all of the recruiting that I had on my official visits coming out of JUCO. It just so happened that this came about. Not so much that it was, it's loyal. I didn't have a per se loyalty.
Did you end up at JUCO more or less because you weren't highly recruited, or did you have a grade thing you had to get straightened out, or was it kind of
Well, definitely not
both?
It definitely wasn't grades. I mean, I went to the Air Force Academy.
Mm.
You can't just go into the Air Force Academy. So it definitely wasn't grades. It's just little things. I had to do a little maturing. And so I think God put me in the place I needed to be.
What are some of the biggest differences between the offense you ran in JUCO level and now the offense you're running here?
I think one of them has the same thing, but it's pretty much the same. All teams run the same spread offense, just might run a little things different. Might want to run zone more than throw the ball down the field more, or vice versa. They might want to throw the ball down more, field down more, and then run zone later. So it all mixes. I mean, same thing. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. Football is football. You got to go score. You got to go tackle. You got to have more points than the opponent. So spread is the new regime of football right now, and that's pretty much it.
What's your relationship like with Brenden? Are you guys friendly off the field, or you just kind of do your business on the field?
I mean, when I first came up here, it was Michael Brewer. He showed me around on my recruiting visit, and then Brenden Motley actually saw me at the bar because I'm 22, so I don't get no idea. Okay, so he met me at the bar, and he just, congrats, man. Nice. Now let's get to business. So it gave me a warm welcome here. So, and on the field, he's very business oriented. I'm very business oriented. We just want the team to win, whether it's me, whether it's him. We just want the team to win. And him being a fifth-year senior, and I'm being a redshirt junior. We get it. We get the game. We get the business. So he understands it. I understand it. We just want the best for the team. So may the best man win.
Coach Fuente said he was putting pressure on you guys purposefully. Does he kind of get up in your face when you're in practice if you do something wrong, or if he wants you to kind of be in that type of situation?
Coach Fuente has his methods. He definitely has his methods.
Sounds terrifying.
It depends on if you're used to it or not. I'm very used to it. I'm very used to situations like that. People in my face, people not in my face, vice like I'm used to those situations. But he has his methods. He wanted to see, just like anything, you want to see if the guy that you choose is going to fold under pressure, if he's ready for the stage. And he's been doing this for a while. He's been TCU, he's been to Memphis, now he's here. I mean, he has his method. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's a madness to his method, so he gets it. He knows exactly what he's doing.
One more for Jerod, and then we'll get to Brenden.
When you look at this offense, the receivers, Cam, Bucky, Isaiah, the veteran offensive line, the running backs, do you guys feel that whoever goes in at quarterback is set up in a position to succeed?
Most definitely. These guys, veterans, like you said, the system will run regardless. So definitely, the system will definitely run. You got multiple weapons, not just them though. I mean, you have young guys that's stepping up. So yeah,
Been like from the coaches in terms of, do you get like a every day, here's where you stand, here's what needs to be better, here's why you're first or second, or it's not like that?
No, every day the coaches are telling us that we're out here to get the team better. Keep working, work on consistency. Bring the team along with you. Bring the second guy team along with you. It's basically right now we're just trying to go out on the field and execute and make the plays when they come along. So.
Did it bother you?
Part of plenty of quarterback competitions here. Does this one feel any different? Does it run any differently than once in the past?
It's my last year. That's about the only thing that feels different. Same work ethic. Still getting everything I got. It's my last year though, so obviously it means a little bit more. But we're still working hard. Work hasn't changed. Still doing the same things we've been doing.
Feeding off of that a little bit, because you have been through some quarterback duels before and tried to earn a starting job, been a starter here before. I know the offense is totally different. Do you feel like maybe you have a little advantage in this situation going into it because you have been through a pressure situation like that before?
I know what it feels like, but at the end of the day, I still got to go out there and make the plays. Still got to go out there and whatever play is called, I got to execute. It doesn't matter what I've been through, what anybody has been through. We still got to go out there every play and execute.
Jerod said that when he got here, you bought him a beer at Tots. Why did you make that sort of gesture, and what was your thought about kind of welcoming him in?
I saw him out there. I did meet him there, but it was just, hi, hello, how you doing? Talked a little bit, where you from, this and that. So that's all I got on that.
What was your reaction? I mean, you've been here and we talked about how you've competed before. The fact that they went out and brought in a junior college guy, did that bother you, or is that just the way it works?
No, I mean, you gotta have depth everywhere, and that's their guy that they had from Memphis, I believe. So yeah, I mean, I expect them to recruit. They're gonna recruit the position. That's what they should do. The deeper we are at every position, the better. So depth is always good. It doesn't matter, what position or what guy it is. It's always good.
How is this offense to run? I mean, you've been through so many offenses here.
Yeah.
Is this one simpler? Is it tougher? How would you describe it?
It has its pros and cons. I like it a lot. It's fast paced. It's a lot of fun when you get rolling. It is different, like you said, but I like it. I enjoy it a lot. The coaches have been doing a great job helping us out. Transitions been smooth and all that, so I'm enjoying it. It's awesome.
We heard from so many players in the spring how the verbiage is so much simpler now than it was with Coach Ruffler. Is that still the case, that they kind of simplified it only because you don't have time, I guess?
It's simple and sweet. Get the call, get lined up, and run the play, execute.